Hey all, this is Xenoxis. This is the Xenoxis show for the 9th of August 2025. Yeah, I'm currently uploading the clips I recorded yesterday and stuff like that. God damn it, the fucking birds are so fucking annoying in this section. I mean, generally, they're not that annoying and stuff like that generally, like if you just fight them and stuff like that. Because certain other birds you can kill very easy and stuff like that, but then it's just, you know. And I know theoretically we could set up, I'm pretty certain I could just set up like, yeah, we need a license for it to be able to set up the Vanishaga. Oh. Right, so that is a hitta spellen Vanish, 5-stop bleed, break countdown, flop berserk. Yeah, there it is. So for 90 we can get Vanishaga. So, let me check it. Can we be sneaky? Yoink. Oh. That goes right because it's her casting it. So she would need to wear the opal thing. Yeah, we need to get another opal then. Oh, we will need another opal ring for her. There's some here. There's some gil. Well, that's a adamantine, which is actually weak to air. Aroga, yeah, that's. Wow, that did 4.4k damage. 2.8k there. You can see just how big the difference is, meaning, for example, if there would be like a Quokka or something like that, you know, that would be really good as well. Actually, let's skip that map there because sometimes it can make it harder to see certain things. Right, the new Kaisan. Right, how much do we have left to upload? We have 3 clips left to upload, 4 minutes on one of the clips. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get that treasure. Those are actually good to kill, by the way. Stompy thing. Because, I mean, if I remember correctly, like all the gear pieces here are like higher tier stuff. And stuff that, like all of these are like not necessarily like you would call them like in-game and stuff that, but if we, like I believe you can even get like stuff like, I believe like for example like armor-wise here, like we could even get like quote-unquote the dragon helm and dragon mail, I believe. And that's sure that might sound like insane and stuff there, but there's only like this claymore was of course guaranteed, like the other things are not quote unquote things that are guaranteed, you know. Whatever. Yeah, they are all get us so much difference here to have that actually. The fact that they use Aquara as well and stuff that as an extra spell. And then it's like, yeah, Aquara mode and stuff that, you know. But then it's so weird that because the fact that license-wise, Aqua is a black magic spell. But then like the whole how it looks here, it looks like this has to do with dark, so gravity, bio, IRO, dark, just of that. So, but it might just be to tell them apart from something and stuff that, and I don't know, you know. A bubble, of course, as a status, by the way, is like really, really important and stuff that. Although I forgot this, does that mean that the double gets you past the break damage limit? Is that how it works? Is the question. So let's go back there because I think we did not check the tip. I mean, we did check over here, I think. This area has been very nice. Zero like flying enemies. Like I'd rather take these big tortoise things because we can actually kill them reasonably fast at least. Because that's the thing, for example, like, you know. So 70 plus. Potion law 3. There's potion law 1. Do I already have potion law 2 then? Yes. So that Xenoxis, by the way. And the reason why a lot of these islands exist is because they're all like actual. I believe it's because some espers can actually get you to some of the locations. Although instead I'm gonna just have all the espers with one character instead of that. Now there are some people that are saying, of course, like espers would be more useful if you could have more party members active at the same time. But I feel like being able to have an esper and then like solo level a character with the esper is actually very, very good because of the fact that yes, you receive more XP when you're solo, you know. Although there is no like increase on the EP that you receive and stuff that, but yeah. Let's see, where's there anything behind this? No. I mean, it would be so great if we would be gay, if we would get lucky and stuff that, you know. I'm pretty certain though you had this type of map still in the original, that there were still like maps like this that you could put up. Except supposedly right in the quote-unquote crystal world, which happens later, that's actually one where you can get the Excalibur by taking a certain path, but yeah. It's actually pretty easy to run through that thing if I remember correctly, but basically you need to kind of have like tanky characters and stuff like that, and then have certain things that you want to have with you and stuff like that, so, you know. I'm curious though how often the critical treasures will respawn, and is there a way to like make all the treasures respawn and stuff that, you know? Like all the treasure locations. What? Yeah, she doesn't have any, like, no, she doesn't have resurrect. Oh, she does get poach actually. Now. Okay. Please don't crash the crash now. Good. Okay, Gil still better than nothing, you know, of course. Yeah, this is one for 44 one. We saw one that was 42. 44 one had 61,000. The 42 one had like something like 50,000 or whatever. So, you know, like, so it's not super big difference in health, but of course, you know. Yeah. Also, by the way, the reason why Excalibur is so good in this is because it has Holy as an element. And there's not that many things that resist Holy. And then like a lot of like quote-unquote end game enemies or like late game enemies are actually weak to Holy specifically. Yeah, they don't have that much HP, but it's just that you don't have any good spells. Although we do have some Aqua modes, we do have 5 of them. Yeah, it reflected fire on myself there. That was actually very good. I think you can make it do that by like running away or whatever, right? Because you know that's when it's like super quick if it decides to actually cast that a few times. That's another windmill. Anything on this side? There is a treasure here. Can we hit it, please? Why does she miss so often? Like, is it used because they're attacking her? Is that it? Is that quite a lot of damage? So is the question. That's wow, I can deal 1,000 damage actually with rain. That's actually good. I need to remember that actually. Like, what should I... I wonder if I should have that as a setup actually. Because I mean, for flying, for flying, right, for flying. So it's specific here because the other ones aren't useful. Most of that, but specifically, I could soul it, otherwise consumes HP to deal damage to one foe. But nah, rain. Does she have the rain, by the way? Do you have rain? Gravity, oil. She does not have rain. Bleed. Well, the bleed is over time, of course. It doesn't deal actual damage immediately. Right, and you don't have anything at all. Well, we can slow soul eater though. And once Shades of Black become available, he can Shades of Black on a rings thing. So it's Green Magic. I mean, Decoy Oil, Bubble Siphon, there should be a level 2 somewhere. A Green Magic 2 somewhere. Question is, where would the Green Magic 2 be? Not there, Scarlet Slot. Please don't be in any of these locations, no. So Black Magics. You over here? Yes, you are. You are over there. Okay, so if we can get to Drain is really good. Because Drain is not super MP intense either. Because Drain's default cost is only 18, and then of course it can already be reduced by a certain amount. Because basically if foe is flying, then like she would cast Rain. And then she would basically want to have that as well, so she used cast Rain if a foe is flying. No, so it's always using Rain. Because it doesn't actually cost 18 for her to cast it. It only costs 12. Which is hardly anything and stuff that, that's released. Because spells, of course, often doesn't miss and stuff that, which is what would make it so good. But let's see how this works. She casts Rain. And I mean, if that lets her tank instead, that's a lot better. Because you're also recovering HP by this. Yeah, wow, that's so much quicker, man. Why didn't I figure that out before? Train is actually insanely fucking good. Like, usually you don't think about, okay, like, usually in other games the spells that like give you like back MP or whatever, or HP or whatever, aren't usually that great. Because I mean, like that could just be like a self-sustain. That's just what you want to do on everything. The question is though, how long do they stay dead? The enemies here. She can get more battle. I get a swiftness there as well. Yeah, that's match power 6 Shishak, which I know that you can theoretically already get at this point, I think. And so the next area, as you can see here, is the Defender and Save the Queen and stuff like that, so yeah. Okay, get more medic lore. You got the potion of 1. And so yesterday when I made the bread or whatever, or when I did my dinner or whatever after eating, you know, because I have a sandwich grill, stuff that was really good. You can take like mozzarella cheese, like not the mozzarella cheese on the bread, and then you can make it like really, really good and stuff like that, because, you know, sandwich grills are usually very, very powerful in terms of, you know, how well it cooks something, you know, and stuff like that, so yeah, you know. Because it's very different from like just toasting bread and stuff like that, you know. Stuff like that. And yeah, of course you can also do it in the frying pan if you want to, you know, and stuff like that, but then things get like when they're in the sandwich grill, you, of course you put pressure down on the bread. If you have enough bread in it, you put pressure on it and stuff like that, so then it gets like a like I don't know what you would call it, but it gets like a pattern on it or whatever, and the thing that you make in it, you know, stuff like that. It gets like a pattern on it, like not like a, you know, like a, oh, this is just smiley face, but you know, something like that. No, but you know, like, you know, in the I wonder why they put here all of our, like, why did they put like super mega relaxing music here and stuff like that felt like a bit odd. Of course, just because rain does a lot of damage, it doesn't mean that we can use super rely on it, of course, like all the time and stuff that, you know. And it almost feels like they try to be like, okay, like we need to make sure that you level up all of the characters, and sure, you know, like I will take like a time when I decide to level up the other characters and stuff that, you know. But so, but you have your reserve party and stuff that, yeah, but you know. You would think that there would have been more, or there is treasure there. I mean, even if we would just get black, because the claymore basically is not something like, oh, you are so lucky or whatever, right? Because that's 100% drop, that claymore and stuff that, so that's not, you know. Because otherwise we have had no luck at all with all the other treasures that we could have gotten and stuff that, so yeah. It's pretty crazy that you can get inside Balflame. But of course we cannot get to the actual other part of the city there. We would have, of course, the weapon shop as well and stuff that's here. Not alright, I wonder if that triggers though. Nah, does it though? That would be interesting if it would actually trigger the aerodome to become active just because you went inside the town, if that, or if you actually need to go inside the aerodome for that to trigger. Sometimes it's very easy to miss certain treasures because they're cool to go to dead angles also for certain treasures. Stuff that if you don't look at certain specific angles sometimes, then you might miss something. So that's, you only need 30 to get a charm there, and then 80, and 15, and you can get rain. Yeah, because also the drain, by the way, you solve that whole thing with, oh, she's getting attacked, she's taking a lot of damage, then of course she wouldn't, like, she would out heal their damage, stuff that, you know. The question is though, can we just walk back to the other area and stuff? That is going to be the question, right? If we can just walk back to the other area, you know. Even though, you know, I would love to stay in this area and try to, you know, get lucky, of course. It's that a bit about got I believe for humans though to give chocobos a slight boost. Which means basically it's like alcohol for the chocobos. These chocobos are a bunch of drugs. Right, and that's that. Although it might be more effective to just do that and then that now. She's not even using a golden amulet either, so you know. So yeah, but getting that would of course speed up things, like getting the brain there. She does have a channeling over there as well. I'm using, yeah, I'm using 2 minutes. How much health do they have again? They have 21,000 kills, so they're slightly more tougher. Let's see how good Rain is on them. You would imagine if two of these would be doing this and stuff that you can make things go pretty quickly and stuff that, so yeah. Yeah, but I like it when the bait filtrations like used straightforward like that is pretty good and stuff that, because I'm not getting particularly lucky at all. Although I do remember that there are certain of the mobs also that have pretty good stuff if you caught them caught food. I'm just gonna try here to have this set up maybe for status critical, or do I just take target any on-screen foe if character has okay, so that's what those things mean. If a character has full HP. That is specific that if the foe not for it to be poach. So how many characters can use the poach? You cannot use the poach. Can you use the poach? No, you don't have the poach. You have the poach, right? Yes, you do. So character critical. It's a 4 HP critical. You have it. I was supposed to say it's critical. You should have it as well. Obviously, that I don't have it learned yet. I could also cause set up steel there as well with him. Also, he should have steel. Yeah. I want to have that highest of course of all the attack ones, of course, if you have attack ones. Because the poaching is really useful. I know that there was a way I set it up before so that it's basically like, only when they have full HP do you steal or whatever items of that, and then usually if the character had higher speed than other characters or whatever, Let's see how this goes now. Will he still be tough? First on the first place, joint. And then right, and then we dispel time. Bad choice, man. Ooh, wow, it's that fast. Guess a ringworm scale. I believe that this will actually allow me to, if I sell, then there might be certain stuff that might show up in Bazaar because of that. Because yeah, the boutique is really good, of course. I forgot how many classes it was to get access to it though, and stuff like that, but yeah. Because of course there were advantages, of course, to the original like grid and stuff that the original like license board and stuff that before classes and stuff that because yeah, with common castle, of course it did. I'm sure you won't always be able to quote unquote get that thing off in time and stuff that Which is why having several characters poach would be good, but yeah. But then what like set up like gravity or more the later versions, right? Because is that part of dark? Yeah, because it's not part of green magic, right? Gravity. It's actually part of. That's dark, yeah. So immobilized is actually part of time magic, I think. I forgot what is part of what. That's because you're time magic. Gravity, så recount en flott besök. Och ni såg det, ja. Gravity is like very, very late. Gravity is very, very late license, but yeah. Gravity is of course very useful. What did we even check properly here? Like, did we even check for treasures properly? I feel like we did. Because you don't want to spend too much time looking either and stuff that. There was a treasure of course there before, but that didn't spawn this time. Yeah, the fact that of course ports requires ports is specifically like, caps 8 per critical force to obtain loot. So they have to be 8 per critical for that to work. although I'm guessing right that I could probably have something set up like this, like foe, and then have it like HP critical here, like have HP critical, and then instead of having attack here, like having nothing and stuff that. Although there's theoretically not a nothing option, but yeah, but I'm guessing like if you just leave the thing blank, then that's basically would make it so that every time they reach critical hit, if you just don't, you know. I kind of knew that would happen here though. Well, was it worth getting a claymore? I don't know. You know, it's gonna be interesting though, like could theoretically, like if we get this loan, no, it's already triggering Kamikaze, but that's actually a lot better than that it tried to trigger it earlier there. Because it's really bad, of course, if you fight them for a long time and then it triggers like very, very late and stuff like that, you know. Yeah. Now, of course, one thing to remember with Final Fantasy 12, of course, is that in the PAL version, it wasn't the international version. It was out in the PAL version, and when people talk about the quote-unquote original right, you know, and stuff that Ash, for example, did have bad strength stats. Then, of course, once the quote-unquote actual international version came out, it got changed and stuff that, so she had like a better strength stat. Now, she still has like low HP and stuff that, you know, but yeah. Yeah, but then there are people that will say that, oh, but they changed the stat back and stuff that, but that's actually untrue. That's actually, I think that was wrong that Omega, they nerfed her, like they changed her strength to be lower again, but no. Fran was of course completely garbage in the original, or I mean not really garbage or garbage, right? Because you can still build a character as anything that you want. You could still make her a tank even in the original, right? Even though she had like bad of certain stats, you know. So she wouldn't be like the best tank or whatever, right? But you could still make her a tank and stuff that, you know. It seemed like, oh, you couldn't turn her into tank at all, which is untrue, of course. Because the shield, as you can see, if you're up against something that actually does physical damage, right, then you can see how often like you could block and stuff that, like that was really good, but yeah. But I do feel specifically one thing they should have done with great swords is just make them have a higher block chance than like other two-handers and stuff that, because yeah, you know. Well, of course, no. I don't remember if the whole thing of, you know, like it could affect the if it could actually affect the, because it has a 42 one, so you can see it has less than 60,000 health. Yeah. The question is that means that it doesn't have access to the same spells, is the question. You keep in mind what you poach is not always the same either, if I remember correctly. There's not always going to be the same thing that you poach from it. So they cast it already. Let's see. I think it got that restore off there because that seems. Yeah, sometimes it has to do with his damage also, of course, as well, you know, so that because yeah. One scale again. So I think it's gonna end up being good. It did say, of course, if it would be raining, we would come across elementals, but I haven't seen a single elemental yet and stuff that, you know. So right now she needs, yeah, she needs 8 for that. We get another Gambit Boom. So that's even with all the Gambits, right? Yeah. 12 Gambits, because, you know. I don't. He's sleeping. You stupid pig. Those are out, that's interesting. Oh, please be, please be. Yo. That was not heard of the 3000 damage, by the way. Again, it's so stupid sometimes with their own weakness thing, like, should it then be, like, vulnerable instead? Winning a pebble. It actually is bad. I'll just see how this works. Will we be able to use capacity here? No. Okay, fine. So we either need to use a chocobo or we need to block teleport. Yeah, maybe we make 2 recordings actually, maybe today. Yes, we could only teleport, we could use teleport away from the place. There's something we could do instead. I think we can make it to about 5 port in time if we don't like just try to go for everything. Like, I mean, if I use Sea Treasure, that's easy to get to, you know, I will just pick it up, right, you know. I thought that poaching, like the poaching treasures had a low chance or whatever. Or is that like a certain specific rat treasure then or whatever, right? Yeah, it's probably entirely possible to set up the gambit correctly for it and stuff like that, And eventually, of course, once you have enough MP or whatever, then using like Asuna to secure whatever status it is, I feel like it's probably going to be better. Automatic Lord. I think Gambit slot. Right, didn't we go into the northern part, or did I use to exit that part so quickly? I think I actually went another way there and didn't go through the northern part. It was something I really wanted to do because I really wanted to. Because it was in that part, right, where the toys were, so right, it was in this specific screen, right? Wasn't it? I thought it was in this specific screen where the thing was. Maybe it was in that other screen there. Fedek River. You know, this is where the flying ones were because of the windmills being here. Maybe that's why they're coming out. They're not a big fan of the windmills. They're like, what the fuck are these windmills doing here? I keep flying into them. Okay. Imagine if any of if we will get lucky with any of the treasure locations and stuff like that, because it doesn't matter really. I feel like which of the treasure locations are, because the majority of them can actually be good stuff. If we get lucky, stuff like that. I would be really curious, of course, with, There it is. There you are, chunky boy. On these two southern parts of this. It's the Shalky. Do you get the XP though if you poach something? Or do you actually lose out on the XP because that would be a negative of it? Okay, she has 48 now, so I'm going to double check here. If we see that she successfully poaches. she still has 48 there. So we did not receive any license points. I'll get to the matite really. Because I know that adamantite can give us some like really good stuff if we can, you know. I forgot this is that I need to sell a certain amount at the same time. Because yeah, I mean if this means that we're missing out on XP from these enemies, then it's like, you know. Yeah, but that of course proves that it actually proves that the loot is not always the same. Oh. Why did from such a long distance you decide to be? Maybe that's just what I should do, just free up a bunch of space here and then use, no matter what the status is, just, you know. Just have it that instead. So we just always use the sooner instead. Because I feel like I have a good enough MP pool for it now. Okay, so what that needs a priority then? Okay, so why is she not trying to... Okay, so why is she not trying to assume that? You can assume that, right? You can assume that slow. No! You cannot. So what's a Chronos here? I wonder if that is even good to actually set up with the Chronos there, or if that will just